The vast, frozen north. A realm so harsh, it seems barren and devoid of life. But from beneath the ice, giants emerge. Battling for survival, walruses are armed with massive tusks and fierce tempers. Yet, extreme hunger drives some hunters to take dangerous risks. What will happen when these titans come face to face? To find out, one man has to spend months on an island in the middle of nowhere, alone with these giants of the Arctic. In the spring, the sun creases the Arctic horizon, and the world begins to shift and change. But the thaw is still more than a month away in the Inuit community of Igloolik. The Inuit thrive in all this snow and ice. They've lived here for 1,000 years, mastering a land that seems forbidding to outsiders. Pakuk Komunik is one of the most skilled hunters in the region. Teamed with naturalist and filmmaker Adam Ravitch, they have spent years exploring the Arctic. For more than a decade, Adam has journeyed across the north, documenting the lives of walruses and polar bears. But little is known about the relationship between these giants. This year, Adam wants to film what happens when polar bears and walruses confront each other. This is an ambitious goal, especially in the Arctic, where simple tasks can become major undertakings. Just getting their boat onto a sled takes 10 men 3 hours.
Good. It's on.
It's May when walruses are giving birth, and Adam's eager to get started. But it'll be treacherous on the ice, so they're joined by an old friend, Mario Cyr, one of the world's foremost cold water divers.
You okay?
They travel for hours across frozen ocean to reach the open water. Unstable, the ice edge changes from day to day. As you get closer, it grows increasingly dangerous.
After who you are.
This is unbelievable because we're standing on very thin ice here, and it just all of a sudden turns into an ocean. In another month, what we're standing on is going to disappear. It's going to melt. But right now, you can walk out on it, and there's the open ocean.
Puck and Adam share a fascination with the natural world, but they have completely different personalities. Adam's on deadline and must push until he gets results. But on the ice, he has to trust completely in Puck, who tends to be much more patient. When they first met, Puck was hunting walruses on the ice. The walrus has sustained hunters like Puck for centuries. And it's on walrus hunts with the Inuit that Adam learned how important this animal is in the Arctic. Just one animal can feed a family for at least 2 weeks. One day, the Inuit were butchering walruses and packing up their meat, when out of nowhere, a polar bear showed up. What followed changed Adam's understanding of the relationships between humans, walruses, and polar bears.
I was shocked. I never thought a polar bear would be so bold to come that close to people. No one knew what was going to happen next. The polar bear was obviously coming in for the meat, and I was right in his way. I left my tripod and ran back with my camera fast. It was so surreal. The bear and the Inuit standing side by side, sharing in the same walrus meat. I'll never forget that day. It made me realize the value of walrus to the Arctic's 2 top predators.
Ever since, Adam has been consumed by a desire to learn more about walruses and polar bears. Today, the task at hand is just getting off the ice shelf. Even in late spring, temperatures are still 20 degrees below freezing. It's dangerous to go into the pack ice so early in the season. But there's just a narrow time frame for finding newborn walruses. Adam hopes that by documenting mother and calf, he'll gain insight into why their bond is so important to the success of the herd.
This is springtime in the Arctic. It's the season when the baby walruses are born, but it's also when the walruses just hang out at the ice. They're an ice animal.
Walruses can stay underwater for 10 minutes at a time, and when they need to surface, they just bash through 12 centimeters of ice with their thick skulls. Massive and powerful, they can weigh up to 900 kilograms. With their tusks, which can grow to 1 meter in length, they haul out onto the ice. That's where they got the nickname, toothwalkers. But they can also use their tusks to hunt and to defend themselves. That's why Adam's given them another nickname, the saber-toothed tigers of the north. For all their ferocity, walruses are social animals that gather in herds. They touch each other frequently. This contact may help them to communicate and to bind the animals together. Pregnant females leave the herd to give birth.
We got a baby and mother right here. And they're in the thin ice. This is so cool. It's so beautiful.
Shielding her calf, the mother slips away.
Our first time out, we saw mother and baby. It's exactly what we're looking for. So they dove and they've disappeared. We're now just trying to look for them again.
Walrus mothers are extremely devoted to their young. Adam will never forget the day he saw this firsthand.
During one hunt, an Inuk harpooned the walrus calf. The mother immediately wrapped her flippers around the baby. They dragged them for 45 minutes trying to pull them apart. She refused to let go. It was gut-wrenching. close enough to see the desperation in the mother's eyes and amazed by her intense devotion to her calf. The mother's behavior moved me so much that I wanted to film this intense bond when they weren't being hunted.
Over the years, Adam has learned that Inuit only go after animals for food. Even today, hunting is a necessity. It's just the way of the North, where the struggle to survive can be both harsh and beautiful. And no animal embodies this paradox more than the polar bear.
Hey, fuck, I think that might be a bear. Huh?
Prowling through the water and on the ice, polar bears are one of the planet's most awesome predators. Growing to more than 650 kilograms, they can sprint at 40 kilometers per hour, racing faster than most humans. They seem constantly in search of a meal, earning them the fearsome reputation of the White Terror. This far north in the spring, the sun never fully sets. After 14 hours in the boat, the crew really needs a break. Mario and Adam settle into hunting shacks near the ice edge, while Puck goes home to be with his family.
It's the door to our cabin. We're gonna sleep in here, but a polar bear came by and pushed us in. So we gotta fix the door. This will be our home for the next 3 weeks. It's the kerosene heater that I'm lighting just to take a little bit of the bite off the cold. It's still well below zero inside here.
Out here, to get water, you can't just turn on a faucet. You have to make it yourself.
This is better than Evian. It's fresh snow that just dropped last night. Can't beat that.
The fresh snow comes just ahead of a storm. Overnight, the weather changes drastically. The ocean turns far too rough to go out. It would be suicide. In the Arctic, you're lucky to get just one good shooting day out of 10. It's particularly hard on those who aren't very patient.
Oh man, this is what the Arctic's all about. Mostly weather. It's no fun. As you see, we can't do much today, so it's just a cleanup day. Hunker down, wait for the good weather. It's gonna be 4 or 5 days.
But even in the bad conditions, there's always opportunity. You just have to look for it and seize every chance you get.
Oh, this is fun! Jeez!
High winds and rough seas create a chance to film the ice as it breaks up.
That's nice, huh? In here? Yeah. Really breaking up. I mean, this whole ice is only being held in by the wind. The minute it shifts, it's gonna go.
And when it does go, you've got to be careful. In just seconds, small cracks become huge gaps. Fall into this freezing water, and you can die in minutes.
Help me, Mario. Help me. Okay.
every animal here is tied to the ebb and flow of the ice. And humans are no different.
Ice, ice, ice. Now we're in a bit of an ice maze here. And we'll hit pockets of this all the time just to try to get to the walrus. Open water, then you hit ice. You gotta work through it slowly.
A herd of big males has hauled out onto the ice, turning it into a giant bachelor pad. They lie around as if recovering from an all-night party.
Don't wake them.
They rouse themselves just long enough to flex their muscles. And then, it's time for a quick dip in the pool. They perform a slow-motion underwater ballet. But all this exercise is demanding, and eventually they head off for another nap. To find the mothers and calves, Adam, Puck, and Mario move much deeper into the slush ice. After several hours of searching, they spot something.
Okay, we're gonna try to get some underwater footage here.
Mario and Adam attach a camera lens to the end of a pole so they can see underwater. While Mario points the lens, Adam can watch through the viewfinder and give him directions.
Oh, there it is, right there. Turn to your left, just pan. There you go. Wow. Okay, turn your horizon. Nice. Baby and mother here, newborn, has an umbilical cord attached, and because there's a lot of ice, it's on the move.
This is exactly what Adam was hoping to find. Calves this young are rarely seen in the wild.
And up a little, up, right. Nice.
The calf shows no signs of fear. The mother tries to keep herself between the boat and her curious calf. When she's had enough, she grabs the calf and takes off.
Wow. That's unusual, huh, Huck? It's different, yeah.
Over the years, Adam has learned that if he keeps pushing an animal, he'll never catch it acting naturally. It's hard for him to let her go, but he has to back off. He's also discovered that pushing the crew too hard can backfire. After a day on the water, they need a little time to rest and relax.
20 is the best. 24.
After a good night's sleep, they're ready to go back out again.
This is unbelievable. We got a newborn baby. Probably just a few days old, and its mother very close.
As he dips his camera underwater, Adam discovers something that takes him completely by surprise. Another female, maybe an older daughter, has joined the mother and newborn. She seems to act like a nanny, staying with the pair and guarding the calf. Just like humans, this bond between mother and baby may last their entire lives. They try to get even closer. The mother grows nervous, and a protective walrus is a dangerous one.
Right, tilt to your left.
Huck wants to pull back to let the walruses out of the water. The calf looks cold and may need to warm up. With humans looming above them, the walruses seem nervous. They leave this pair alone and search again. Spotting another newborn and its mother, Adam decides to dive with them. He's hoping that when he's underwater, they'll relax and act naturally. Even with 4 layers of underwear beneath his suit, Adam has to brace himself for the cold. The minute he hits the water, his head throbs. It feels like an ice cream headache, only worse. From underwater, they gradually swim around the ice. They slowly inch forward. This is Adam's first time diving with a mother and newborn, and he's not sure how they'll react. He gets just a meter or 2 away. She will raise this calf for 2 years, maybe even longer. From its mother, the calf will learn what to fear, what to hunt, how to defend itself, and whom to trust. In other words, it will learn how to be a walrus. Fully accepting of Adam underwater, the mother does something he's never seen before. She nurses her calf right in front of him.
This is more than I ever expected to see. To witness the most intimate and tender moment between a mother and calf. It's just so amazing to see the devotion of this mother in such a peaceful way. Moments like these make all the cold, endless waiting, and all the other hardships worthwhile.
So much fun today. What do you think of that baby and mother? Yo. Yo. That's a Inuktitut for good. Good baby. Good mother.
If the mother-calf bond shows the tender side of the Arctic, then spring turning to summer embodies the excitement of the North. As the ice recedes, everything is on the move. This is when Adam gets a chance to film some of the Arctic's most extraordinary animals. Like the mythic unicorn, male narwhals have 2.5-meter ivory tusks sprouting right out of their heads. Almost everything about this whale remains a mystery, even why they have a tusk or how they use it. Social and curious, beluga whales swim in large pods of up to 25 animals, occasionally joining to form groups numbering in the thousands. Hunting and migrating together, they're known as sea canaries because of the chatter and songs they may produce to navigate and communicate with each other. Reaching up to 6 meters in length, the Greenland shark prowls through the water like a prehistoric monster. With the disappearance of the ice, walruses set out to find solid ground where they can haul out and rest. When the herds are on the move, polar bears are never far behind. It seems they know where the walruses are going. They're heading to Manning Islands, 96 kilometers from Igloolik. These islands are little more than rocky shoals, not quite 7 meters at their highest point. On their way to Manning, Huck and Adam take it as a good sign when they find polar bears heading in the same direction. At home on the ice and in the water, these are true marine mammals. In search of prey, they motor through the waves at 10 kilometers per hour, paddling for hours with their powerful front paws. As they get hungrier, they grow more bold. After 6 hours in a small boat, Adam and Puckuk finally reach Manning. But all they find are birds. It's their hope that walruses and polar bears will follow.
This is going to be our year. Wow. There's so many Arctic terns here.
Their new neighbors don't exactly send out the welcome wagon.
Oh, see that? Oh, look at that. There's terns all over here. There must be eggs around or something because they're trying to dive bomb us. Oh! Close.
To get supplies from the boat, they have to run a gauntlet.
Well, we're building a cabin here. This is what we're going to sleep in because when all this ice gets out of here, there could be 4 bears, there could be 18 bears, even with 1 bear. We want to protect ourselves.
Fear of polar bears is a great motivator. The only completely bear-proof place is a tower, built by the Canadian government to warn boats away from the rocks.
It's a nice view from up here. You realize just how small these islands are.
Almost as soon as they've finished the cabin, their first visitor makes landfall. Now, the reality of being stuck on an island with a polar bear begins to sink in. Adam and Puck start to feel uneasy about sharing just a few hundred square meters of land with a hungry predator. The bear settles down with the cabin in sight. It could easily tear the cabin apart, but a sheet of plywood will at least slow the bear down long enough for Adam and Puck to grab a rifle and get off a shot.
Little weak down here, Puck. If I'm a bear, I can take that out. Okay. It's just the corner. The corner's not bear-proof.
In the past, Puck and Adam camped in tents, but they found it impossible to sleep with just a thin layer of canvas separating them from the bear. On Manning, Puck and Adam have to be constantly on their guard. It's unnerving to suddenly become a weaker link in the food chain. Adam is starting to feel like they've backed themselves into a tight corner.
Should we put all our stuff in, or wait still? Stay up all night? What's the plan?
Puck's silence says it all. There is no plan. A barrier of ropes and gear will serve as an early warning system, creating a racket if a bear tries to push its way to the door. Just how unpredictable and dangerous polar bears can be became all too apparent on an earlier expedition.
About 3 years ago, we came up on a polar bear on the ice shelf. I wanted to stop the filming. Puck turned off the engine because the exhaust was getting in his eye. And right away, I knew that was a mistake. try to start the snow machine. And it didn't start. And right then I said, oh shoot, we're in trouble. And before I knew it, I looked up and bang, in 3 pounces, it was on Puck. All I remember is Puck screaming, fighting, and kicking, and I'm thinking, he's dead. I mean, the bear is eating Puck. But then the bear looked up at me. I don't know why, but it looked up and just took off running away from us. As quick as it started, it was over. Amazingly, Puck escaped with just a few scratches. I mean, we blew it. Puck's lucky to be alive. We were unprepared and complacent.
On Manning, Puck and Adam are determined not to let that happen again. Curious bears circle the cabin.
Did you hear that? Hey, Puck.
The bears won't go away, so they've got to confront them. Puck is a deadly accurate shot, and he aims in front of the bears to scare them away.
Well done. Kick.
The bears hardly seem intimidated.
Just goes to show you, I mean, bears are here all the time. You have to really be aware of what's around you. Any moment one could sneak up, so.
Everything looks like a potential meal to a hungry bear, and it's a huge relief to Adam and Puck when the bear's attention is finally drawn to something else. The waters around Manning come alive. Yesterday, there were no signs of walruses, and now they are streaming toward Manning.
Yeah, Puck over here. Walrus, right in front. See him?
This is what Adam and Puck have been waiting for, an encounter between walruses and polar bears on Manning. But the bears make no attempt to hide. Could it be their strategy? If they don't look like a threat, the walruses might get used to the bears and relax. The walruses seem to bide their time. Then a lone male takes the lead and hauls himself out. The others fall in behind. Little can compare to a walrus haul-out. The din rises to a roar, and the smell grows overwhelming. Walruses pull out for days at a time to rest and to warm up. When they first arrive at the island, their skin is white from the cold water. As soon as they warm up, it turns a pinkish red. 3,000 1,000 walruses pile onto the beach. This may be the largest gathering of walruses in the eastern Arctic, and they're all packed into this small space.
This has got to be the mother lode of walruses. I mean, I've heard stories about the numbers of walruses in a herd before in Canada, but I've never seen it before. So to be here, this is very impressive.
Until they settle down, males, females, young and old, all fight for their share of the rock. At first, the mothers and calves stay near the water's edge, away from the melee. But after 3 months of living quietly with their mothers, these calves must join the herd. It's like an initiation. They have to deal with the shoving, pushing, and jockeying for position. It looks like chaos, but there's some order to it all. As the herd settles in, the larger walruses face toward the middle and pack their bodies close together. They form what looks like an impenetrable wall of muscle and 4-centimeter thick hide. Tucked into the middle, the calves seem safe.
It looks like the bear is right there. He's only about 200 feet, maybe a football field away from us. And then over here, thousands of walrus.
Expecting the bears to attack, Adam is surprised when the animals almost seem to be ignoring each other.
This is the beginning of the waiting game. You just gotta wait and wait and wait and wait. But what we could do is if the bear was to come, we could grab that wide shot and then try to get in closer. It's 3 o'clock, we've been after it since 6 in the morning, and it's been pretty much snowing non-stop. And the sun does help. It helps you keep yourself up psychologically, definitely, while you're waiting. This is the latest Arctic fashion sunglass wear. Forever hopeful.
After waiting for 3 weeks, the bears still haven't eaten. Finally, one catches wind of something.
Here he's going. Jesus, he's gonna just go for it.
He disappears into the herd and comes out the other side with a calf in his mouth. But something clearly is not right. The calf's been dead for a couple of days and is stiff and bloated. I think it was trampled by the herd. Still, it's not an easy meal. Walrus hide is so thick, the bear has to work on it for over an hour before it's soft enough to eat.
You know, it's not a bear kill, but it's something that was very unexpected, and so we finally got some bear interaction with the walrus. The waiting paid off.
But now, Adam and Puck have another problem. They're running low on food and water, and although Puck won't say it, it's clear he wants a break and needs to see his family. But Adam won't leave and miss the chance of something happening.
Or what we could do is in 3 days, everyone goes. You go, and then we do that idea of leaving me here. You could still come back.
Adam senses that Puck feels it's reckless to stay here alone. He won't tell Adam what to do, but he gets his point across.
Just before Puck pulls away, he tells me, "Adam, I'm sorry, but I'm not white." And that really took me by surprise. I realized that in Puck's eyes, I'm ignoring the basic rules of his culture. To an Inuk, risking your life to film is unacceptable.
See you tomorrow or the next day.
What Puck might not understand is that most outsiders would agree with him.
I'm being left alone. I got a bear on the beach over there. Lots of walrus. Puck should be back in a couple of days. See how it goes. Me and my island.
With no one to watch his back, Adam must always be prepared. He sets up a time trial to see how long it would take to put his camera away and get up the tower before a bear could charge.
Well, that was about a minute. I better practice again. And see, in this case, I would be eaten. Not bad, huh? I think that was pretty quick. I've been working on it all day.
What if the bear comes right now? Yeah.
There's a polar bear right here. He's coming around the rocks. We're trying to keep low key. This is what we've been waiting for. So, it's exciting in one way. Another way, he's so close to our camp. So close. I'm gonna retreat, try to get them. Yeah. Okay.
Every bear is different. It's hard to know what he'll do. If he charges, he could be on me in a couple of seconds.
Just how quick things can happen around here. You always have to be on your guard when you're living on an island where bears come to get walruses.
Adam wonders if maybe Puck was right, that it's not safe to stay here alone. He decides to sleep in the tower.
And it's still not light. Mine's on light, so I'm moved down. Sick of it up here. It's too small. It's too cold.
Adam wakes up to discover one of the most beautiful sights he's ever witnessed in the Arctic. It looks like a fire is burning inside the walrus herd. Steam rises from their bodies. With the air temperature dropping, all the moisture and heat they generate form a huge cloud of vapor. It's like a giant walrus sauna. The drop in temperature also signals that the summer is coming to an end. There won't be many more chances to film.
Slept in the tower last night, got absolutely no sleep. But the good news is we have a bear and we have thousands of walrus. And Puck came back tonight. That's the good thing. Hey Puck, I'm glad you're back because that means I'm going to get some sleep tonight.
That night, they can hear hear the walruses barking. Something is riling them up. At first light, they see why the animals are upset.
The bear is right over here on the small island. So he's close to the haul out. I'm hoping he didn't make a kill. So my hope is this morning he goes for it. At least he's close now. He's up and walking.
The bear gets the herd moving, but he's less than half the size of the big males. He's not attacking and seems cautious. Even though he's got them on the run, every time he faces an adult, he backs off. But he doesn't give up. All day, he keeps trying something different. And then, after being pushed for hours, a calf gets separated from the herd, and the bear seizes his chance. He moves in for the kill. Adam thinks this may be how young polar bears learn to hunt walrus.
It's like he's honing his skills, learning how to prey on the young. And I know from experience that after seasons of practice, he'll grow even bolder. I'll never forget the day I saw this huge male polar bear just swim right up to the haul out. A surge of adrenaline shot through my body. I mean, he came up on them like he'd done it before and headed straight for a baby, taking on that herd like an experienced fighter. And what was even more impressive was the mother, who was so devoted, she risked her own life in an attempt to save her baby. It has to be the single most amazing event I have ever witnessed in the Arctic.
After more than a decade in pursuit of walruses and polar bears, Adam and Puck finally witnessed this battle for themselves. Neither could have done it alone. Together, they've added to our understanding of these two giants. They've documented the bond between mother and baby walruses, and shown how some young polar bears may learn to hunt walruses at Manning, perhaps using it as a training ground. The Arctic is a realm of extreme contrasts. One of the most difficult places to work.
Help me, Mario. Help me.
And one of the most rewarding. And there's still so much left to explore, which is why Adam keeps coming back.
I love this island. It's paradise.